Hi, I'm Frank, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how I created a successful life coaching business with zero marketing and sales experience to now making over $100,000 a year. Now, I started my coaching business back in 2015 when I became certified, and it took me a couple of years of offering coaching part-time before I transitioned to having a full-time coaching business. So that was around 2016, 2017, and it wasn't until 2018 when my business hit the $100,000 mark for the first time. I've been able to support all different kinds of people as a life coach. At first, my business was primarily geared towards expats. I was living in China and I supported the expat community there and offered coaching services to them while I was living in China. Then I moved back to North America where I started offering my coaching services to gay men that were looking for help with relationships and finding love. And I've also been able to do executive and corporate coaching where I've been hired by organizations and delivered corporate leadership and executive coaching. And currently now I primarily support entrepreneurs who are looking to create workshops and webinars to help grow their businesses. So I've really experienced all the corners of the life coaching industry and supported many different kinds of clients over the past several years. And I love doing this work as a coach. It started out with me just wanting to help people. I just wanted to make a difference, and I really wanted to be my own boss at the same time. So if you're someone that is new to this idea of life coaching, or perhaps you're starting to learn more about it, in this video I'm going to reveal exactly how much money my business has brought in. And I'm going to do that because I value transparency. I want you to see all of the numbers, and I want to show you what's possible for you if you're thinking of becoming a life coach. So I have my laptop here, and I'm going to open it up, and we're going to go and check out all of the numbers. Okay, so here are the numbers. Here is the profit and loss statement for my business for the past few years. What you are seeing on your screen is 2018, exactly what my business brought in. Now, if you're looking at this and you're a little bit overwhelmed, don't worry. I'm going to go through all of this piece by piece so that you understand what all these numbers and all these words mean. I started out with zero business training and experience, so I'm going to break it down in the simplest way possible. And the good news is that as a life coach running a business, you just need to know the basics in order to be successful. So let me go through the basics here. So the business that I run is registered as its own entity. So I have a business that is incorporated, I have a business license, and what that means is that my business brings in money, my business spends money, and I pay myself from my business. So it might sound a little bit weird, but I am an employee of my own business. So the main number I want you to focus on for this is the revenue, because this is exactly what my business brought in. You can see that in 2018, I made just over $146,000. This was a huge milestone for me. I never thought that I would be running my own successful business and making money like this. So it really was just so special to be able to celebrate this at the end of the year. So as you can see throughout 2018, every month my business brought in revenue. And my highest month in 2018 was September, where my business brought in a little over $22,000. And then there were several other months that hit $16,000, $17,000, $17,000, $15,000, with the lowest month bringing in $2,500. So pretty good. So this was exactly what my business brought in for 2018, and I consider this to be a really successful year. So now let's look at what happened in 2019. Okay, so first glance, you might notice that there's a significant difference in the bar graph. At first glance, it may look like my business didn't do well for many months, and this is actually not true because overall in 2019, my business brought in more money than it did in 2018. My revenue was $152,000 in 2019. And the reason that this chart looks a little bit different is that I had certain months where I brought in a significant amount of revenue. For example, in January, my business almost brought in $45,000 just in the month of January. And in May, the revenue was a little over $36,000. And then all of the other months in between, June, July, August, still were bringing in a good amount of money. $8,000 in July, $8,200 in August, $5,100 in September. So if you're wondering why this looks so crazy, it's because I designed my business in a way where I market up to certain launches. I launch certain programs and coaching services at different points throughout the year. So as you can tell in this year, I clearly had a launch that I did in January that went successfully. And I also had a launch in May that also was a success. So not every coach has to design their business in a fashion like this. I want to be really clear. Every coach has the freedom to design their business in their own way. Some coaches have businesses where they are making more consistent income every month. And in my business, I go for some really big, powerful launch periods. So that's what I did here in 2019. And it ended up being a more successful year than 2018. So now let's look at where things are going so far in 2020. So as you know, 2020 has been quite an interesting year for everyone. We had the coronavirus that has hit the United States, and we are still on lockdown in most places in the country, still staying at home and quarantining. And I really worried when this happened that it would really take a hit on my business. And fortunately, I have found the opposite to be true. My business is on track to hit the $100,000 mark this year, and I see it continuing to grow, which is wonderful. And I think the reason this is true is because now that so many people are staying at home, they are really wondering how to get back on track, how to move their life forward. Some of them are starting to examine their life choices and considering making changes in their life that they haven't really thought that they would have the time to make those changes. So I find that more people are looking for the support of coaches and looking to hire coaches. And I think that overall the coaching industry is going to significantly grow as a result of this pandemic. So it looks like on average, so far this year, my business has brought in about $10,000 a month revenue, which is fantastic. So this gives you a snapshot at where things have gone for my business over the past few years. And I share this to, again, show you just exactly what is possible and to give you some of the ins and outs of what it looks like the first time I hit the $100,000 mark. And now I'm going to shift back to the main camera and give you some key steps. Boom! All right, so those are the numbers. And I share that because I want to be completely transparent with you. I want you to see what is possible as a certified life coach in this world that we live in today. Coaching is in demand. Many people are looking for help to figure out how to navigate life, especially with all the change that's happening in our world right now. So it is such a privilege and an honor to be serving the world as a coach today. Now, I want to share with you the 4 steps that I took to hit the first $100,000 mark. And the first thing that I did was I listened to my heart. I know that sounds kind of cheesy, but for so many years before I became a coach, I had this feeling inside me that I was meant to show up in a bigger way, that I was meant to serve the planet in a bigger way and make a difference. And I tried to ignore this part of me for so long, and I tried to dismiss it, but I realized that our goals and dreams do not leave us alone. And there came a point, I remember it so vividly, when I was deciding between taking a corporate job or pursuing a coaching certification. And I was like, I need to listen to my heart. I need to say yes to this part of my soul that is calling for me to really be the leader and the person that I knew I was meant to be. So the first step was truly trusting that instinct inside me and saying yes to myself and saying yes to my dreams, because I hadn't done that at any other part in my life. So first thing I did was I said yes to my vision. The second thing that I did was I got certified. I realized that if I truly wanted to have the proper skill set and the tools and the mindset and a system that worked, I needed to have a certification which would give me credibility in the industry. So I went through and got certified as a coach, and I felt so much more confident and prepared after I did that. So I got my certification. That was the second step. The third thing I did after I had my certification was I identified exactly what group that I wanted to coach most. So this is called having a niche, or some people call it a niche. So when you have a niche, it is basically the group in which you are going to offer your services to. It helps you stand out when you specialize in supporting a specific niche. So I did that, and in choosing a coaching niche, and I've had various niches over the years, I was able to stand out more in the industry, and rather than just blend in with all the other life coaches out there, I focused on a niche and I marketed my coaching services to that niche. So I offered workshops, I delivered webinars, I went to networking events, I put my face and my voice and my message to the niche that I was most wanting to serve. So as I did that, I began to attract a clientele. I began to get referrals. My business began to grow. And then finally, the fourth key, and I think this is the most important one, is that I stayed on the train. So what I mean by this is I always kept 2 feet in to my goal of having a successful coaching business. Now, there have been some moments that have been a little scary and uncertain, and I've had fears come up, and I reminded myself to stay on the train, to be 2 feet in, and to be fully committed on this path. And I'm so grateful that I kept my promise to myself years ago when I trusted in that part of me that wanted to show up in a bigger way. I'm so glad I stayed on the train, and I share these 4 keys with you if you want to have success. So again, the first one is you gotta trust the instinct. If there's a part of you that is calling to serve and show up in a bigger way, trust that voice. The second thing is to get certified, so that way you have credibility and you know exactly what skills and tools to use. The third is to choose a niche, and the fourth is to stay on the train. And I'll share one little extra tip regarding stay on the train. One of the things that helped me stay committed and keep myself really 2 feet into this journey is by surrounding myself with other successful coaches and entrepreneurs. So I love the quote, "No one becomes successful alone." I believe that is true, and it has been so crucial for my success to surround myself with mentors and guides and teachers who can help me see my blind spots and help me continue to grow whenever I doubt myself. So that is exactly how I hit my first $100,000 mark as a coach and continue to sustain that success. I hope that this has served you. If you have any questions whatsoever about how to become a coach or grow a coaching business, please leave those in the comment section below. And remember to subscribe to this channel if you'd like to receive more updates about how to become a certified coach and have a successful coaching business. Now, if you'd like a little bit more support, I am also going to offer you a gift. Now, in the comment section, or rather in the box below, I'm getting comfortable with this whole YouTube thing, so bear with me. So in the description box below, I have written a free book. It's called Coaching 101, and it gives you all the essential information you need to know before you consider becoming a professional coach. Part of the work I do now, because I've had many people over the years ask me, how do you get started? How do you get certified? And how do you grow a coaching business? And I'm really fortunate that I've been able to help thousands of people earn their coaching certification and begin to have successful coaching practices. So I am the founder and director of training for Thriving Coach Academy, and we offer coaching certification for those looking to become certified as professional coaches. And it's such a joy to do that work. I serve as not just an instructor who is credentialed and certified, but I also am able to be a mentor to students that are looking to go through the path of just getting started to getting certified and also having the business support. So if you'd like to take that first step, download the Coaching 101 book for free by checking out the description box below. I hope that this has been helpful for you. It's been really fun for me to get back on camera and start to do the YouTube thing. So thanks for tuning in, and I wish you all of the success in the world as you pursue coaching.